Hey guys, welcome back. We took last week off and we didn't tell anybody because it was Easter. But thank you for returning this week. We just had the best conversation with our friends Kenny and Olivia. They are in Oregon and they are Chase and Ashley, but 10 years ahead of us, and they're just excellent people. It was a great conversation. We could talk to them for probably 4 more hours. But before we go into our conversation with them, Chase, we need to give a pool update.
Yep. So I think the last pool update we gave, we had poured concrete.
Yeah.
So I have plumbed almost everything. So got it almost up to where I have to build like a manifold thing for the filter and the pump, and then
Max helped you put in the skimmers. Don't forget
Max
that.
was super excited about helping with some skimmers.
Yeah.
And then once we finish the plumbing, then we test it and then fill in like all around the pool, and then it's getting close. We gotta finish a few more things.
Did you start the track for the liner? You had talked about it.
No.
Okay.
I gotta figure that out. I have to call them to figure that out because I don't know which way it goes up, which way it's upside or down. But yeah, and then we'll be putting in the floor of the
troweling on the stuff.
troweling on the vermiculite. It's a big word. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
It's going good. It's just hard because you're only working on the weekends.
Yeah.
And like our weekends have been busy too.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we have just been doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
What did I get into? So while he worked on the pool, I tried to plant some flowers in the front yard, and I think I'm just done with our ground. It is so hard.
Well, it hadn't rained either in weeks.
But I made my first power tool purchase, and I bought myself a drill.
Which I already had the same drill.
You did, but I don't want to have to find yours. And I want to know that my battery's charged all the time. And then he lost my auger attachment for the drill, so I had to buy a new auger attachment.
What's special about the drill?
Oh, it has like a handle on it. Because it's like one of the mixer ones. Because that will break your wrist if you use just like a regular one. And it's... Anyway, so this one has a handle and you can like get on it. But that ground was so hard like that. But that ground was so hard. Did you hear the noises that thing was making? I thought for sure you were going to come around the house and go, you're going to burn it up.
I know, I did hear it. And I was like, oh, what in the world's happening?
It was that hard. It's red, compacted clay.
Yes.
And it's terrible. And I just think, like, unless we're going to come in there with a tractor and just get it all up again, which we're not, I think I'm just going to get some really big, beautiful, like, cement stone planters and just have them around the yard, and that'll have the color in it because I am tired of trying to get through that ground. Anyway, I did have one funny story to tell about Max just because I think of these things. I need to like keep a note in my phone, but this one is recent. So we went to Academy Sports to get soccer and volleyball stuff. And Academy, I don't know that they have heads on their mannequins, do they?
I don't think so, no.
And even if they do, they're bald.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't tell if it's a girl or a boy. Well, we were in the girls section because we were with Claire. Well, we look over at Max, and he was taking his hand and running it on the chest right here of the mannequins. So he walks up to this mannequin, and he goes like this. And as soon as he puts here, he goes, ma'am. And like, he was identifying male or female mannequins by seeing if they had boobs. But it was the way, like, it was like he tipped his hat to it. He like went like this, and he went, ma'am. And we all lost it.
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was.
One more thing. We have got to get better about describing things for our listeners that are not watching, because apparently we do a lot of things, hand gestures and things, and we don't say what we're doing. So that was a not a criticism, but a tip that I got from a listener, one of our tens of listeners.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're excited to show you this interview and hope you enjoy it.
And if you want to talk to us, let us know. We would love to talk to some more people. So if you're brave enough, let us know. Bye, guys.
Well, hey, Kenny and Olivia, welcome on. We're so happy to have you guys to our podcast and just kind of
First guest.
yeah.
I'm feeling pretty honored.
Just wanted to ask you guys some questions about your life. You guys are kind of in the same life we are with the business that you run, but also at a different stage. So wanted to talk a little bit about small business and living with your spouse, working with your spouse, and then just kind of how life's going for you two guys.
We introduced you guys to somebody as us, just all the way across the country, and just a little further ahead.
I love that. And
West Coast.
we say something similar, like to you guys. We say they're like us 10 years ago on the other coast. It's no kidding. It's literally like we are very similar. We have so many things in common and that are alike. And
we're just your future 10 years later.
I love it. He's already meeting you on the hair part. So.
Are you doing it every morning now?
No, I can't seem to find time.
It's great though when he does. But he, for those that don't know or haven't seen Chase, he got a skull shaver and he's actually keeping it like close.
Kid.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
He says
like looking in the mirror.
I said, can you not like? I'm dealing with habit stacking right now. Do you know what that is?
Oh, I read the book.
So I'm trying to connect things to things I already do. And so I was like, can you not do that while you brush your teeth? And he was like, no. I said, can you like pat your belly like? And he's like, no, I don't think I can.
Physically not possible.
I just think he can maybe make it work. Like eventually.
The things she has.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. So
about our business?
Yes.
Well, introduce yourselves first. So tell us a little bit about who you are, where you are, and what you guys do.
I'm Olivia, and this is my husband, Ken.
Hi, I'm Ken.
We've been married 26 years. This year, we're celebrating our 21st year of marriage. Business and marriage. 26 years.
26 years marriage, 21 years of business.
Okay, there it is. I got the nerves out of the way, right?
Yeah.
We live in Canby.
Be nervous.
We live in Canby, Oregon, which is 30 minutes south of Portland, Oregon. We're about an hour and a half away from the coast, hour and a half away from mountains. And it's
lakes.
A really pretty area. We're known as like the Garden City. It's got lots and lots of flowers and nurseries and stuff like that. So and then let's see, for us, a little bit about our background before photography.
What about you?
What about me?
Talk about you. You is pretty.
Okay, so I went to school for photography in Seattle, and then I started working for other photographers for like 10 years, and then when we got married, it was always our desire to work together, but I was working with other photographers, and it was like, okay, as soon as we have some kids, I want to do our own business. So
we met at Starbucks. We both worked at Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love.
And actually, I stalked him a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm a stalkable guy.
Yeah. I was working for another photographer, and I thought, I'm not one of those like go out and party at night kind of people, but I did see a cute guy working at Starbucks, so I thought, I'm gonna get a second job. It was this guy. I'm gonna get a job and see if I can work with them, and then eventually we started working together, and actually thought to myself, I can see myself with this guy because I can work with him. And that was even before we were married. We should tell them about the bills. Oh, that's a funny one. Okay, so here we are working at Starbucks. We're kids. I don't know, 20s. And I'm thinking about getting braces. I'm an adult. I've got my own money coming in, right? I'm like, I'm going to get some braces.
We're not even dating yet. This is not even dating.
And I looked at him and I said, what do you think about me getting braces? And he looked at me and he's like, well, I don't know. Whatever you want to do. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm asking because one day this is going to be your bill. And he looked at me like...
I'm at the Starbucks bar going, What did you just say?
I love it.
Yeah. But listen, fast forward. We're married. It's been about a year. He's all, your bills, blah, blah, blah. You know, I've got the school bill. I've got my braces bill. And I said, I asked you
I
about
asked
that one.
you. Yeah, she did ask.
Yeah,
So,
it's true. So
I should have answered.
yeah. And then what's
I
your
love your crooked teeth.
That was bold. That was really bold.
what's your
Well,
story?
I didn't go to college, but I did basically Starbucks, then some side jobs doing camping excavating, did excavation work, kind of did it all to see what I wanted to do in life. And then banking came along and I liked it. So I actually started as a teller, then became a personal banker, business banker, mortgage, kind of moved up that way. And just from there, from business to that was our transition. I saw so many different photographers and just businesses that own their own business and wanted to basically just own my own one day at least.
Right.
So that kind of the transition of that. But banking was kind of I was doing the longest in my probably 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
7 years of banking,
Yeah.
give or take.
Yeah.
Because I did 2 years while we were doing our business, like in mortgage. Because mortgage was something I could do both.
Fill the gaps.
Fill the gaps. I didn't have to be anywhere. I just had to, go to a realtor or something like that to get, loans in and stuff. So it was easy to do both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
There was a really good moment where he was learning business through the banking part of it. He was also seeing businesses succeed and fail, and he was taking notes, And so for us, he'd come home and he'd say, hey, you should, when we do our own business, this is what it should look like, and we shouldn't do this, we should do this, things like buy your equipment with cash and, all that kind of
we're
stuff.
not going to print our own stuff. I had a photographer that she was my client of mine, and she totally bought everything. And it was all on credit.
Mm-hmm.
I did all the loans, which is, you can feel bad. You're like, she bought the printer. She was going to print her own stuff. Didn't realize the maintenance of that.
Yeah.
Printing your own stuff, and that alone's a business by itself.
It
and
is.
then also photography and
Mm-hmm.
the overhead of it. So that was like, it was neat to see that and be able to be like, okay, I'm not doing that. Because you think it's a good idea. Some people think like, well, I can print my own stuff. But,
Yep. So when you made the jump from banking to being in the business, like, okay, we're going to do this together, was it hard for you, or you already saw that that's what was coming and you just worked your way to it?
yeah, it was. So Evan was born. It was our second child. We were both kind of off during that time that we had him.
Yeah.
And that was the moment we both just said, let's take the jump now.
Mm-hmm.
That way we could be home with the kids more.
I was doing work on the side, and I was like, I can see this being a business that we should do together. And then there was this pivotal moment. It was all wrapped up into the economy tanking in 2008.
Mortgage.
Our second son being born, and me not wanting to go to a regular job anymore and have to work for somebody for a specific set amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then going, I can't do it all. I need this guy to help me out. So it was like, hey,
Mutual.
listen, this is what we should do. And so we'd gotten a few bigger jobs, and we felt like the Lord was telling us, this is it. This is the time you need to be.
Yeah.
So then he set us in his motion, and we were going, okay, Lord, whatever you say. Sell your house. And we're like,
What?
sure?
Because it was one of our, like, it was
our
the house
favorite.
I've always wanted. It had pillars.
It was so pretty.
It was
like
like
colonial. We
colonial
loved it.
house.
And so he said, sell your house. And we're like, why?
Okay.
But we did.
We were, yeah.
And
Listen.
so when we sold it, what had happened was we were sort of like, okay, now what? We were getting these big jobs, and the economy tanked. So
We sold it at the top of the economy, like it being good. And
Uh-huh.
literally months, it went from that, and the people that bought it lost $100,000 right off the bat
Yeah.
of what they bought it for. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. So God totally put us into a place where we ended up renting from my sister. We built a photography studio there, and our business, which should have at that time closed its doors more in every normal economy, in that world it was, it grew. It became like bigger and bigger, and God blessed it. Every time we turned around, it was being blessed. And we were like, okay, here's what we're seeing. We're seeing that if we put God first in our business, that's going to be what makes it work. Because on our own, we're realizing that we could try, we could spin our wheels, all the things, but things, it's like lubrication in a sense, where if you don't have something to grease the wheel to make it work, it's not going to work. It's not, the wheels aren't going to turn. So God totally blessed our business. And it grew during that whole season that we had lived up at my sister's place, which is like 2 miles from here. So it was really
That was the biggest thing, to let go of me having to have a job. Because I went to, even in the beginning, I went to the head mortgage, but then I also did office chairs. I used to I just cut out cushions for a friend of mine on the side, because I think I needed that, like W-2 that you were talking about before, just having something for sure.
Yeah.
And and then these things would happen that you'd be faithful, and okay, and there's just a point when I had to let go and say, God had it. No matter what, even if it was a bad situation, He knows what's gonna happen before I get there.
Right.
I just don't need to understand it. I'll just trust it. So
That's
one of faith.
We have to we remind each other when we have moments of like He's not brought us this far to drop us off and to just leave us, and I think that's for us too, is both of us tend to take things back. Like, we'll give stuff to the Lord and we're like, we know that you got this and you're making a plan and whatever, but we'll like take it back. Or like, I love the meme of the guy standing outside the door looking like, just making sure God's really still got this,
Yeah.
But for me, it's just holding everything with an open hand is like, that is my test constantly, because I find myself like, because with what we do with the school photography side, it's so seasonal. So there are points in the year where you're like, I will have these unrealistic thoughts, like, what if all the schools just drop us all of a sudden, and I'm like, and I just have to preach to myself, like, it's okay. There's obviously a reason, but yeah, it's, I would rather do it blindly. I would rather do this and know that God's got it under control than control it myself, because we would not be where we are at all if we had kept our little finite vision, if we had fulfilled our own plans.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. True. Right.
Trying to hold control.
Yeah. And what I think is funny is, I did want to say this. So we met Olivia and Kenny in, what was it? St. Augustine was the first one?
St. Augustine.
No.
That was the first year.
Was it 2024?
24?
Because
23 or 24?
There was one that y'all did.
24. So it would have been.
But we were in a group with them. I specifically remember being in a group with y'all in Kansas City for one. We were like at a round table.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I feel like
that was our
Kansas,
first year.
It was Kansas City and then St. Augustine.
That was 23 then.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
And then y'all missed the last Kansas City one, right?
But we didn't meet you guys till like the last day of that conference. So, but then when we got to St. Augustine and reconnected, somehow the conversation turned to that he was in banking and he's full-time, but he's wanting to jump out. And you and Kenny was just like, just do it. Like, the Lord is going to take care of you. I know the struggles of that security, letting go of that security, but
so they helped push us over the the line.
You helped push us down the slide.
The thing that was so cool to me was seeing how God brought our friendship together, but more so how similar our situations were, just points.
Yes.
So I love that. I love that Chase got into the conversation with Kenny, and I was like, this guy, he knows, because he was the one that would have been, he's the bean counter. He's the one that does the finances. So he was very much like, like, we got to make sure that this is, and to me, I'm like, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to work out fine. And well, everything's going to be all right, right?
Everything's going to be all right.
Exactly.
So he is too. Yeah. So the two of them talking was great, because I was like, I think just leaning into what the Lord has for you and trusting him. That, right. So,
and seeing another couple actually do it, up until this point, did we know anybody that owned a business and they were full-time in it together?
I mean, we know people.
We know people, but not where we had
connection.
had an intimate look
Yeah.
into their lives to see like how it actually worked. So it was like it was a scary thing to like go, what if we take this step and the next week I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And for him it was when it was after COVID. Was it 2022 or 2021 that things turned in the market?
Not till 2022 kind of turned down, and then 2023 was like a faucet cut off.
It was, so that was like our terrible time. And the jobs that he had, he worked at the funeral home. Did you know this?
Yeah.
I
remember you
think
talking
I
about
knew that. Yeah,
He worked at the funeral home. For those that don't know, a lot of people don't know, because at that point we were just trying to pay the bills. Like we were just trying to recover from building a house and all that stuff. And he worked for the funeral home, and he would go pick up the bodies. But he would be like, you know,
Not fun.
When he got the job, though, I was like, Chase already has his suits. He can stand at a funeral and tell people which door to go in. Like, that's what I was thinking. And then he comes home and he's like, well, I'm going to have to do some night shifts. And if anybody dies through the night, I'm the one going to pick them up. Oh, so that was nobody slept. Neither one of us can anticipate.
How long did you do it?
Not long.
Yeah, a few months, 4 or 5 months, and then that's when I jumped back to the bank. So I worked at the bank for 1 more year. So
yeah, because he was in mortgage, and that just totally dried up. So then he went back to the bank, and he like managed for that time. And I think that he needed that, though, to put the final nail in that coffin. Like, this is not the life that you want.
I don't
like,
want to
you
sit
know,
in an office and then also manage people,
which is great. I mean, if that's what people want to do, that's fine. But like, it just sucked the life out of him. And he's like you, Olivia, because he's the creative. Not being able to be creative.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the problem is he was so good at mortgage and banking and talking to people and like all that. So he was good in that way, but he really there's just a difference. It's like the shine is dulled or something when he's not free to be creative. So, okay. All right. What was okay. So we've been through a lot of things already.
Well, have we?
Okay. So I'm going to save your family life updates for the end. But okay. So were there any tough decisions that you had to make when it came to setting your kids apart from the world? Like, we're talking like raising the kids.
Well, tell us a little bit. So you mentioned your children. Tell us about your children and like the background, kind of how y'all schooled them and all that kind of stuff.
We got Maddie and Evan. Maddie's our oldest. She's 23 now, turning 24. Evan's 20.
He'll be 21 soon. And so, 2 kids growing up about 3.5 years apart. And we raised them in our small town, and we thought that the schools here were great. We thought, they're in Christian homes and they're getting all the right stuff, right? The ingredients. So we get to probably, Evan was a 3rd grader. Maddie was a 7th grader.
6th or 7th.
7th grader.
7th grader, middle school.
And we were starting to see God show us something. We were like, okay, that's a red flag.
So let's go back to Evan. Evan, when he was born, his muscle and his lips weren't developed enough to make speech sound right. So he went through preschool, not preschool, but
preschool speech therapy.
Speech therapy through through the regular public school stuff. And so he had that on his record until that developed and got better. But so all through his school, he always had that. It's not a special needs, but it's a record that he needs more help. So that in our schools here, if they have that, they get more funding. And so then forwarded to
there's
now,
never a plan to get him
them
out of that. So the speech therapy turned into, he doesn't need speech therapy anymore. Now he needs reading intervention. He also needs this other intervention. And we're like, okay. Yeah. He was little guy, barely learning how to read, home with like stacks of books to read. And we're like, I don't understand how this kid doesn't hate school, but he was coming home like excited, wants to learn. He was not there. He wasn't getting it. So he needed a little extra time to process things, and then he was going to grow out of it. This is a similar thing to what he had to deal with when he was a kid. So we saw that happening. And the school was testing him, saying, actually he's going to need all these things. And we're like, well, what's he missing when you take him out of these classes? And so they couldn't give us a real good answer. So long story short, he's at basketball. And the combination, it was basketball season. And this coach had him, and he was running plays with all these kids. And then there were 2 kids, our son, and another kid that was high functioning autistic or something. He was laying on the ground that the coach was ignoring. And then the rest of the team was being ran with all these drills and stuff like that. And he was witnessing it going, why aren't they talking to Evan?
Yeah, but I never argued with the coach or anything.
No, he was just.
It just seemed weird.
Yeah.
I think more of it was a message from the Lord to say, this is where we're at with public schools. This is where Evan's getting lost. They're just not looking at him and seeing who he is.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't that. He loved people, loved school, loved being in school and hanging out with people. And then on the other end, Maddie, who started 7th grade, she had her grade school, kindergarten all the way up to that point was great. She had good friends. But 7th grade, throwing her into that it only took the first semester to December.
It was just like September to December. And all of a sudden she was becoming really inward. It was like she was hiding.
She was an inward.
And there was some weird stuff happening spiritually. We were like, what's going on? She was not acting like herself. And so we didn't really unravel what was happening because at this point we decided we need to take the kids out of public school. Like, this is it. This is the line in the sand. Even though our schools in this town are supposed to be great, they're not doing our kids good. So we switched them to a private country Christian school, and they have thrived and did amazing. Evan was instantly in a way better class size. He went from a class of 26 kids in his class to class size of 9.
Yeah.
And that's all that he needed. He just needed a smaller class size and a little bit longer to get things. And then our daughter, she started explaining that they were so thankful to be in this new school because there were other kids that were like-minded like them. So other kids that were Christian, and they could talk about their faith, and actually they were encouraged about different topics that even we weren't covering.
Prayed in the morning.
Yeah, they prayed in the morning. And, sports were religious. Like, they would have prayers before every sport, and it was a small group kind of scenario, and then sports, and it was just like that's when I feel like that the biggest change happened. We had to set them apart from the world because we were like, they're missing.
Yeah, I mean, it was that was amazing to see the difference. Evan learned to love to read. He started reading so many things and books, and before they were telling him he couldn't do it, and the other school was telling him you can do it. Had time to show him a few things, and then fell in love with different series of books, and more than I ever did as a kid.
Then he has like a whole library of books that he's read that are really thick. Now I can say I never liked to read a book like that, like never.
Yeah.
But at the next school, he was thriving, like he was doing great. And so by the time he graduates high school, he's getting straight A's, and so is our daughter, and no problems, smooth sailing. So. And
basketball that year, I was their coach, so we moved him to Country Christian's basketball because they have a big sports program there, and I ended up being coach there, and. It was fun.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a cool transition
that is
for our family.
Good. So what? What? Going back to business, but with your kids, when they were young, where did you draw the line as far as like we are not going to miss these events, or when it comes to business, if somebody wants you to shoot a job, but that's going to take you away from family things, like how did y'all set up your guardrails for that?
Unfortunately, I have to say we probably didn't set up. So we do a lot of sports photography, right? So when we do our sports with like this side of the world, it's a lot of the times that they should be in a practice somewhere. So we had a lot of help with their parents to take them to practices and games and stuff like that. There were some sports that we kind of didn't actively encourage them to play because it would mess up when we could go and help, like soccer.
But we just didn't want to be out in the rain.
No, soccer in Oregon is like really difficult because all you're doing is sitting in the rain all day long. Like it sounds like torture. It's already torture. So anyway, so yeah, there's certain things that we just kind of we explain to our kids like when we're working.
We never told them no, though.
No, we never told them no. When we're working, we're so thankful to be working. Mm-hmm. So they very clearly understood that. Mm-hmm. We were with them the rest of the time, though. Yeah. So I think they definitely saw that we were able to be home with them because our business has always been out of our home. Very
open with them, with even finances through the business where we could do things and not do things, starting out. And even involving them when they wanted to be. They at a certain age, they started coming to shoots with us and just seeing if they like it. And Evan is in college right now to do our job. To be a photographer, which is great. But Maddie went down ag. So she's in
horticulture and landscape design, and
which is great. She loves it, and it's her love.
It's her passion.
Yeah,
she loves that. So.
We're at that age where Claire will work for us. Like she'll pose, and she does great. Like she is on it, and I think a lot of it's probably just a girl brain. Like she's sitting on go with the bat or whatever, and she'll just look at the player and know, okay, this is volleyball. I need to pick up. Like she's more on it.
Yeah.
And Max has tried to help like maybe twice, and he gets fired within the first 5 minutes because Chase is like, if I'm having to chase you and tell you to come over here with the ball, it's not going to work for us. So he gets fired.
Yeah.
So they went with us this weekend to a shoot, and Claire's not a saver. She will spend it, but she likes to see her green light card build. Like she likes a balance. Max only wants to work to earn the exact amount of money. So he's after some new Mario game that's $65. So he went into the weekend. He knew we were going to be there 2 days, 2 hours each. And we pay them $10 an hour because that's the terms that Claire established. And so Max was like, okay, $10 an hour. So that would be 4 hours for the weekend. So that'd be 40. I already got 25 from Nana. And then he's good. Like he's done. He knows he's got this $65. And like he came home and he's like, okay, we ordering it. Like he is, he's just different. But the jobs he tried to insert himself in, I had to practice patience because he was like wanting to help me at the table with like forms and stuff. And I was like, no, I had to like get him away from there. And then something else. So finally I was like, okay, you can go out in the hallway and tell people that pictures are this way. So that's what he did. He was a greeter. He was out in the hall and he was not near me because he's just different. He's like asking you tons of questions and
very curious.
Yeah. What is this about, Mom? So anyway,
business question.
Our son started working with us probably maybe 5 years ago. So when he was like 15, and so he ended up being like poser. So he poses for us all the time, and we miss that now that he's in college.
You got it.
Yeah. So it's something that we get asked a lot, and I don't know if you guys do, but like, how do you handle disagreements? Okay, being married to each other, so you've got the marriage connection, but then you are also owners in the business with your own ideas of how things should be. How do you resolve issues if you guys disagree on how something should be handled?
I think it depends on the issue. So if it's whether or not...
I think we also set a straight line of, not a line, I do my lane, which is finances, and I've learned Photoshop, and I do photograph, but we really separate. I don't step in her lane with like scheduling, talking to coaches. I don't talk to coaches as well, because then it would just be like, who did you say what to? So we do have our set. We made, like, I do post work.
Yeah.
I do post work, like after I photograph. I pre-do the like graphics. I make graphics for all the sports, and then that's my free stuff, and then photograph, and then I take everything after that, cut them out, and choose, and get the sales uploaded. And all she's doing at the front end is, ordering or coordinating coaches, the days,
So the disagreement, if we were to have a disagreement, it would almost depend on what it is. Let's say it's a graphic.
Well, here's
issue.
one right now. We're doing the idea of doing. So we do fall soccer. Yeah. And so there's some people that want us to do spring soccer. And to me, I mean, for both of us, there's moments where like we're overshooting these kids. Like they just was that 4 months ago, had soccer pictures, and now they are in different teams, and I understand all that. But we've done it before where there's some parents that are like, I just feel overpictured. I mean,
so then their sales
because we're doing their basketball as well, and then this, and then baseball, and then back to soccer, and football, and lacrosse, and then back to soccer.
To me, I'm like, let's do it. Let's see what spring sports is like if we do spring soccer. Our soccer season in the fall is something like 300 soccer teams. It's nuts, and so we could do probably 200 soccer teams in the spring if we wanted to. But we look at each other and go, do we want to?
Yeah.
It will diminish our sales in the fall, and it'll make it harder work, less money, so we go back and forth, honestly. And
it's more of a discussion.
Yeah, most of our disagreements become discussions, and then depending on the department that it is, they have the final say. So,
plus HR gets involved.
Then the CEO talks.
Yeah.
The CEO talk.
Yes.
That's
kind of how it is for us. We say the same thing. We have very clear lanes, and almost any time there's an issue, it's because someone has crossed lanes. Like if there's ever a situation where he has directly dealt with, I call them gatekeepers, but like my main contact somewhere, if he has dealt with them instead of me, and I'm out of the loop, stuff is gonna get messed up. Well, you know what I'm saying?
They ask me questions about, did we resolve the issue, blah, blah, blah. And so then I'm calling her. I'm like, what happened here? What in the world happened? And explain, that not like at her, but just like, what happened? Do we need to figure out what we need to do? And like fix it and all that. And she's like, I handled that, blah, blah, blah. And anyways, and I was like, okay, well, but she makes me deliver sometimes, or I help her deliver.
I think it's good for people because he's so busy with real estate photography now, which is a blessing. Like he needs another full-time person is really what he needs. And he could run 2 teams a day. Like he is slammed, and it's great. But what that means is he stepped back away from me. So it's like, I'm doing all the things, but I do think it's good for him to see his face at our schools because we, Kenny and Olivia do a lot of sports and not as many schools, and we're flipped. We do a lot of schools and very few sports, and I think he'd like to fire us from all the sports. Yeah. He's so tired. He's I
don't want to do evenings. I want to do.
He doesn't.
I want to be.
Oh, neither do we.
It's one of those things like we talk a lot of our, if we have like a business decision to make, a lot of it ends in a spreadsheet because we just end up having to go back to the bottom line on this and go like, we're going to spend our time on this. How much is our time really worth? And I hate that it comes down to money, but I have really had to be a bulldog about going, okay, what is it worth for us to be away from our family, to be away from home?
Sure.
And we had to put a price on it. And it has really helped us to just say yes or no, pretty easy, but it is awkward.
Well, and I'm a numbers person. I think Kenny, you said you're always the numbers person, but so I want to know what's the data like. How many kids is it? What was the buy rate? What was last year's, XYZ?
All that every time
I want to dive into like, what's our return on investment basically of our time to go do this. And, but I also have a soft heart. I'm a people pleaser. So at the same time, I'm like, okay, we'll do it or, whatever. But I think this is the first year I haven't been asked to do prom pictures. Because I always friends, and I want to deliver for them, but at the same time, you're just I understand I want to be there for my my friends and provide them with photography because I want people to have nice photography, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm gone all week, working on the weekends and all that kind of stuff is not what I want to do, Yeah, it's hard to.
And the prom thing never worked out because some mom is always like, I'm gonna have 12 couples there, and you're like, okay, we're gonna charge this much per couple. And Chase is like, I can stomach going if I know I'm making this amount. And then you get there, and they're like, oh, only 3 are coming, and you're like,
So
back, I would say in the
early 2000s,
it was profitable.
Yeah,
we used to.
So we have a dog here.
Oh,
he's looking at our pictures like, hey.
I can like bat him away.
You should bring him on. We probably get more views with the dog on
there. Exactly. He's cute.
Like our children.
His name is Tuck. Yeah. He snores.
He snores.
Love it.
So we used to do proms. We used to do when in the early stages of our business. We did so much of saying yes to everything, to the point where we got to I think it was 6 years ago or something. We were like, what jobs are sucking the life out of the fun out of this job for us, and which ones do we need to get rid of? And so we started sort of pruning, and then it coincided with proms not being traditional anymore, doing like, here's a background, here's the couple that does pictures.
Especially the more phones came in the picture, the technology of phone. Our photo booth blew up for a little while, and then that started, because that was more instant, gratification, because it printed out, little sheets of, the 2x6 for each kid, and they had it in their hands, in seconds, and not, it'll be back in 2 weeks for you guys to have, the formal pictures that we have.
But I think that naturally it dropped off right when we needed it to, because it was like, oh, good, we don't have to do proms anymore. We're good. We're not at the age where we want to stay up till like midnight watching teenagers bump and grind. It's just, it's not my jam.
We were in the prom world before we had kids.
Don't tell me. Nobody wants to hear it.
It is awkward. It is so awkward. And there was one, the first one I ever went to with him. Because he had shot like one before, and then I went to him with one. And the girls were like lifting up their dresses in the back. And then, I'm just like.
And it started, the whole situation where that was, we were out at this beautiful place that was going to have this gorgeous background. And so I prepared this like archway and all this kind of stuff.
It was the mountains, right?
Yeah, the mountains. Beautiful place called Chattooga Bell. And it poured rain. So then everything they had planned for outside got moved inside. And so I'm literally backing up to kids dancing, trying to take pictures of these people on a background that looks horrible because it was supposed to be the pretty mountains.
Yeah.
And at that point we were just like, and so then we tried it again a couple times. And we get suckered in for people that we like.
Yes, like if it's somebody that we like and that they're reaching out to us, there is a heart thing in it for me to go, they're trying to give us this business and whatever. But he fired me. The last one we did, he was like, I'm not spending a lot of money because sometimes you can invest in if you're doing more than a background. So he built a wall that was just like, what do you call that? Wainscoting, whatever. He built it was white.
Beautiful. Yeah.
It was a beautiful wall as the background. And then he was like, I'll just use this every year. We'll store it, like whatever. But we had very low participation. Like we had more in the wall than we made that night, and and we were sitting there, and this kid comes up, and this is when Chase officially fired me from sales because that was the time where he was still trying to do some in-person sales stuff, like take the pictures and then show them to somebody and try to sell, and he wanted me to do that. But this kid comes in and they had like, I don't know, $80. And they just like threw it down. And I was like, well, what did your mom want to get? And they were like, I don't know. They just gave me $80. And I was like, is all of this for pictures or is this like for after? Like, I'm like I don't want to. I don't like want to rob this kid. And so they were like, I don't know. And I was like, can you call your mom? And they were like, no, I don't want to do that. And I said, Chase walked up as I said, well, I mean, you could buy just like the cheapest like $40 packet and then pocket for it. And he was like, no ma'am, never again. He was like, you take that $80 and say that's what that mom wanted.
Get the $75 package and take 5 home.
But I can't do it.
Yes. That's a great dinner at McDonald's.
I'm not a salesperson in that way. Like
she starts at the bottom and works her way up, and then
I'll give you all your money back, but I'll give you the biggest package for $10.
I can sell us, like, as far as our services, and I can tell people, like, but talking to someone and trying to take money directly from their wallet is very hard for me. I'm not good at it. Although I have been letting people walk out consequences a lot this season, and I'm very proud of myself because.
What does that look like?
I've had several emails of missed deadlines, and in the past I would like fix it for them or give them a coupon code or like whatever. And this time I've just been like, I'm so sorry, the deadline was 2 weeks ago, and just letting them walk in that consequence. Because Chase is always like, they're never gonna learn that they need to meet deadlines if you just are always gonna fix it for them. So it's hard.
You know, next year they're gonna say, "But you did it for me last year,"
and I'm just not.
Even though you say like, we're only going to do this one time for you know, blah, blah, blah. And then next year they're like, I forgot again.
It's just the people pleaser in this, which I thought was dead. It comes back every now and then. Like my people pleasing, and I'll like realize, kind of the same with y'all, like what is draining me. I will realize what makes me dread logging into my email. It's all these little piddly things that are not my problem. It's their problem. And I am trying to take it on and fix their world for them. And so I'm trying to change my mindset to go, I'm so sorry, but no. Like that can be an answer.
I'm proud of you. That's good.
Still working on that. I'm still.
Well, because we grew up in the customer's always right era.
Yeah.
But all that has changed. Like all that has changed, and I feel like you guys give a good service. We give a good service. I don't want you to send me a how dare you email about something that is not me. Like that is yeah. So anyway,
is that all of our
good talk?
questions?
No. What does a typical day, since your studio like us is in your home, what does a typical day look like for you two, work wise?
So I wake up, I go to the school.
No, that's no, we have a nice morning. Like we get up and we enjoy a cup of coffee, and then we roll into the office like 10 o'clock.
I love it.
9, 10.
But I mean, we're working sometimes until 8 o'clock at night. So to us, it's like normal. Sometimes we'll be in the office until we leave for our job. Usually we leave around 2:33. And then we photograph usually 22 teams in an evening, and then we're done for the night. And that's not every week, but it changes. Tomorrow we'll be photographing a family of 32. In our area, there's a community where they celebrate Easter about a week later than our normal Easter. So their Easter Monday is tomorrow, and so they always, family photos. There, so we'll be doing family photos tomorrow, and then
the undercover bridge.
Oh yeah, it's one of those covered bridges.
Covered bridges.
Yeah, that's nice.
Lake or river. Yeah, lake, river.
We've taken out all the jobs we don't like anymore, so they don't stress.
Bring in and do for proms. Maybe there's more virtual stuff that he'll do, video stuff, whatever. He can take it, and then our photo booth. He can take that part of our business. We'll just be all over the part.
Does he try to push you guys to have a social media presence and all that? Like, does he say?
Not yet. No. Actually, coming back to the country Christian thing. When our kids went to that school, the school itself was back in time a little bit. So social media, Pinterest, and all that. They couldn't have phones during school. So my son just got social media and he's 20. I'm not kidding. He was 19 when he got social media. So, and he was like, I don't really love it because I feel like you're just obsessing about it all the time. And, you know, there is a life balance that it's important not to be glued to your phone all the time. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing. You need to be able to use it in advertising and all of that, but I also don't want to obsess about it and have it my life revolve around it. So,
I also think
it's interesting.
We're both in the kind of place where we are not trying to attract business from that. You know, like ours is more established business that we have, or, you know, like if he wants a new sports league or a new school, he's going to go after them. It's not something that someone's going to see on social media, which is nice because we suck at it. Like we should be doing stuff for this podcast, but we just suck at it.
What are you talking about?
Know. I just don't. I don't have the time.
It's real.
It's reals is where it's at.
It's real. Yeah, there's maybe. That's what I like about it. You guys' show so far is it's just you guys.
And
we went to dinner with some friends last night, and he said it's like it was. He said I binged it, and he said it's like date night but without the dinner. He goes, so we sat down, and he goes, "Well, we're all caught up on your life." Oh my gosh! Well, I had another.
So, the things that we didn't touch base on yet. I'm just going to let you know all the things. So we are empty nesters. Currently, we're empty nesters. Evan's in college. It's a Christian Bible college, like, I don't know, an hour from here. Maddie is married and she's pregnant. And starting May 1st, everyone's moving back home. So Maddie and Levi are pregnant, having their baby in June. We're very excited. Yeah, our first time grandparents. And they are also building the house. So while they're building their house.
And they got a new puppy.
A lot of people do that to themselves.
What kind of puppy?
They were nesting before they had a baby. That's all I can think of. But this dog, his name's Remy. He's huge. He's beautiful. He's a big Labradoodle. And anyway, so everyone's moving in with us May 1st. So we're weeks away from having our house be super full. And we're so excited because our kids are really cool. Like, when you guys meet them, you're going to be like, oh, I can see why you like them so much. They're just cool people. They just, and then our son-in-law, he fits so well with our family that we're like, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So we have, our house is big and it's empty, but we rearranged it to where there's going to be a new baby June room. Her name is June. And then they have their bedroom, and then we made a new bedroom downstairs for Evan. He's very excited about his space too.
He'll only be there for 2 months and then back to college.
So we'll only see him for a minute, but we get full grandbaby time. You guys are still close enough to where your kids are young, but you get to this age that we are, that we're like, I just want to hold a baby and
smell a new baby.
Chunks.
And those little legs that get chunky around 7, 8. Those are the best. So anyway, we get to be there.
That's exciting.
We're excited.
Yeah. Is it? You're gonna get. I can't tell. I was buffering. Sorry. You are gonna get to experience something that a lot of grandparents don't because they don't live together. So like, you're gonna get that fun time.
Yeah.
So we kind of talked. We already talked about how we resolve things.
Covered most everything. Yeah.
Okay, and we already know that you're looking forward to your grandbaby, but is there anything in your business that you're looking forward to?
Well, I think we're looking at the next 10 to 20, and that would be hopefully retirement time. So I think the transitioning, hopefully with our son coming, which will be another 4 years or so, or 3 years, I don't know. Depends, and it's okay that he changes too, he might not, but that would be what he brings in and makes it new or whatever, and help him get there a little quicker than how he started. We're hopefully a legacy that he can make and make it bigger.
For us, also, we've had a hard time of letting go and hiring more people. So this season we hired another person. Actually, you've been helping me with different organizational things, which I still need to get into. But it's a little bit of a leap of faith. It's like a little bit of that W-2 concept where, oh, I need that security blanket. For us, it's a control freak thing, so we can't let go of control to let other. We won't be able to grow and have somebody replace us unless we train somebody to replace us. So we need to let it go. And I'm pro like hire all the people, make them good enough to where they'll be better than us.
So I edit it afterwards though, and have to pick the pictures. And if they're not smiling or looking at the camera, what then?
Thank you, Kenny.
Yeah. Yes, you're like, what am I gonna do with this? I gotta go to Photoshop and like move eyes.
Or like, there was a wrinkle in the background the whole day. Background setter upper guy, like, and he's like, it'll be all right because he's not the one that's having to go and paint that out in 150 kids. Yeah. We're in the same place, and Chase is really. You can be praying with him about this, but when he started out, he said. You would be happy with how many houses a week? I don't remember. It was like 10 houses a week or something. He was like, if I do 10 houses a week, I would be happy if I built my business up to that. He's doing at least 3, but sometimes 4, sometimes 5 shoots a day right now. And so he needs to hire somebody. And we have this conversation constantly about what do you hand over? Like, what can you hand over? So he's in a position where he has a cousin who is in real estate, but he is learning. So he's coming with Chase, and he is learning, and he'll get him up to speed where he'll be able to run with it. But it is just that pinch as the business to go, I need to spend money to lighten my load.
Sorry.
He wants to be part of it. Just let him.
He's driving me nuts. He's like,
but that's where we're at too. Hi, baby. I love it.
He's so jealous. Oh my gosh.
He's the best. Well, thank you guys so much. We have enjoyed it.
Yeah, we need to do this more often. Just like chatting.
We don't have to show it to anybody, but we can just talk to each other.
I know. Yeah, we can totally. We would love that. You're our East Coast besties.
Would you like that? Yeah.
Well, we're excited. Hopefully one day. Well, we'll wait till your house empties a little bit, and then we're gonna come visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would love that. We have the room for it. Just
well.
Yeah.
And then if y'all get
their house should be done in December.
Yeah.
If y'all get overloaded with too many people in your house, y'all can just come this way for a little.
The pool.
I'm coming to the pool.
The pool.
I'm gonna bring some gardening things
and go ice fishing over. It's
We'll meet in the middle there.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Blazer Brigade.
Blazer Brigade.
Y'all are probably all I keep telling people we have tens of views.
Tens and
tens of views.
All right. But seriously, thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all.
It was good to see your faces.
Y'all have a lovely evening.
Bye.
It's only like 3 o'clock there, right? Or something early? 4 now.
It's 4.
Yeah. Is it 7 now?
It's 7, yeah.
You're good.
Getting late here, but y'all have a good evening. Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
All right, now you got to turn everything
on. We'll cut it off here. Y'all have a good
What's your collar, Olivia? One side's flip.
It just does
Look,
that.
now you're both like, okay.
Here.
I just didn't want you to look back on it and be like, my collar was flip.
My collar was messed up the entire
time. The whole time. I had a carrot in my teeth.
Carrot.
You have my teeth clean. Now I'm nervous about my
I just need y'all to know that this is not something that I want to do each week.
Just everybody smiling, and then I'll introduce you.
Everybody smile.
No, like,
are we on? Can you see?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Oh, fun times.
Oh my
Like and subscribe.